Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Facebook, Coach G coming to you live from rainy San Diego, Mission Valley, San Diego. Man, it's been crazy, crazy weather. I don't understand what's going on. I understand rain in, in the fall. I mean, in the spring, and in May, May gloom. They talk about, but it's cold rain. That's what's so crazy about it. It's cold rain, and it's like nonstop all the time. Just been raining and raining and raining. It's been that way since winter. So it's pretty crazy out there what's going on. And then all of a sudden, watch, it'll just flip and it'll be hotter than you know what. Just overnight, just like that. Hey, I wanted you to bring me my final principle from my book, Genius Within. Principle number 20, have a why. You must have a why. If you have goals and dreams in your life, you have to have a why. Must have that why for those goals and dreams. Motivation is not enough to get you through those hard times that will come. I guarantee that will come when you're trying to pursue and accomplish your dreams and goals. That motivation and the inspiration is not enough. Now, I agree that you need motivation and inspiration, and it's recommended every day, in my opinion, just like I recommend you take a shower every day. So, motivation you need every single day that will help you with you reaching those goals and dreams, but you have to have a big enough why on top of it. Two of the most important days are the day you were born and the day you find out why. Okay, the day you were born and the day you will find out why you were born. You need that why. Uh, and just remember, your why sometimes will change over time. Your why is going to change over time. Like I've had different whys throughout my life, for different goals and different whys, and your why is going to change. Sometimes your why might be, it might be uh, you, family. It might be that you want money. It might be that it's something about faith. It might be freedom. But you got to find out what that why is. And your why has to be clear. What I mean by that, you got to be clear what your why is, and actually you got to be clear what your goal is. What you got to be very clear what your goal is, and be clear what your why is. Sometimes people, their why is money. Okay, you got to think about, okay, money. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean money? What kind of money? A dollar? Here's a dollar. Then your why is done. But why do you want that money? What's that money going to do for you? What's that money? How's that money going to make your why better? So make that, what is that why? And then also travel. Maybe your why is travel because you want to travel around the world. Well, why do you want to travel around the world? So you gotta break it down. Okay, why do you want to travel? Well, because I like to travel. Well, why do you like to travel? Well, because I like to see the world. Well, why do you like to see the world? Well, I like to be on the ocean. Okay, why do you like to be on the ocean? Because I love the breeze. Get it? You got to break it down, break it down, break it down. And even your why might be freedom. Okay, what does that mean? Freedom means different to people, right? We're in a free country. That's what people always say all the time. America is a free country. Okay, what does that mean? So what does freedom mean to you? What's your why behind the freedom? What does that mean? Freedom to travel, freedom to do whatever you want, freedom to sleep all day long. I mean, what's your why? What's your freedom? And then of course, your why could be your family, right? Okay. What do you mean family? Just to have a family, to be able to visit family, travel with family. So you gotta have those whys. It's very important. So why I think is, and that's why I put it last. It's the major thing. If you don't have a why, all the goals and dreams and aspirations and all the things that came before this in the book to find your genius and to grow your genius will do no good without a why, because you're going to run into obstacles and roadblocks and walls that are going to stop you or try to stop you from achieving the things that you want to achieve in life. And your why has to be big enough to get you through it. And I truly believe that's why most people don't succeed in life, is because they let those fears and doubts and those obstacles get in their way, but they don't let that why be big enough. Let me give you a small example. Let's say you're married and your wife or your husband walks out on you, right? And you there's a reason they do. Let's say it's they say it's how you treat them. If you don't change how you treat them, that they want a divorce and it's not going to work out for you. Okay, now you want that marriage to work. Okay, that's your why. You want that marriage to work. Okay, why do you want that marriage to work? You have to ask yourself, okay, why do I want that marriage to work? Because because of my religion, because I don't believe in divorce. Okay, there's a good why. For my kids, if you have kids, there's a good why. Because I still love my spouse, that's a good why. Those are all good whys, right? But you gotta understand, okay, if what you're doing, let's say you are doing something, let's say you're treating them not very nicely, you're cussing at them every day, you're telling them make my food, and you're treating them a certain way, and they're telling you, hey, you need to treat me a little bit different, or this isn't gonna work. Now the question is the pain of losing that person gonna be more than the pain of continuing to be the way you are, and or the pain to change to keep that marriage together? So you got to look at the pain of them leaving. Is it more powerful? Is it going to be more hurtful to lose them than for you to change? So you got to make that decision. Is my why going to be strong enough to make me change my bad attitude, how I treat that person, how I want to be with that person again? My why is going to point me in the right direction. If that why you want to be married to that person is not strong enough for you to change, because everybody wants to change the other person, right? Everybody wants to change the other person. You cannot change people. You cannot change the way people act. You cannot change the way they talk or how they act or what they do. The only one you can change is you. You have to change yourself first. If you want the other person to change, you need to change. If you want your life to change, you need to change. If you want your marriage to change, you need to change. But you got to have a big enough why for yourself in order to make that happen. So I hope that helps somebody out there that is married and maybe have gone through that. Say, I went through a divorce, I understand. And that's told many, many other people. But you got to find out what that why is. That why going to be strong enough for you to make that relationship work? And it's very important. So I truly believe if you have dreams and you have goals, which I believe everybody does, because I believe God gave everybody those dreams and goals and aspirations, and He wants you to succeed. He wants you to fulfill them, but you're too afraid and you don't have a big enough why to get you over those humps and those obstacles. And I just want to say hi to somebody real quick. Hey, Tony Morales, how you doing, man? Old high school friend of mine many, many years ago. Good seeing you. Thank you for all those likes and things there. Forward this on to somebody that you think needs to hear it. I have been doing quite a few of these. Actually, I've been doing Facebook Lives for well over a year now. I have many, many of them. I actually have a YouTube channel where they're all on there. And I have a book that just came out recently. It's called The Genius Within, 20 Principles Define and Grow Your Genius. And I'm on principle number 20, finishing up. I went through 1 through 20, and 20 is you need to have a why, and a why is very important. And just remember, I truly believe everybody was given a gift, or what I call your genius, and you're given dreams and goals to fulfill that genius within you, and you just have to believe that and go out there. And I know people like genius think of Einstein and IQ and rocket science and that kind of stuff, but no, we all have a genius inside. I was diagnosed with a learning disability growing up and couldn't read that well, spell, comprehend, and being told I was dumb and stupid, that I wouldn't amount to anything. And I found my genius, and my genius, which was one of my principles, was EQ, emotional intelligence, which means I can speak with people, I get along with people, no matter what age they are, their religion, their background, their creed, whether they're white, black, doesn't matter. I know how to get along with people, whether they're smart, not smart, doesn't matter. That's called emotional intelligence, where you're able to motivate people, talk to people, inspire people. And I found that is my gift, my genius. And everybody has it. Some of you, it's music. Some of you, it's art. Some of you, it could be dance. Some of you, it could be, you could be like an Einstein. It could be mathematics. It could be English. It could be writing a book. Look, my book, has mistakes in it. It has, spelling errors, I'm sure, in it, different things like that. But I have a coach that told me done is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. Because if somebody sits there and says, hey, Gerald, you got misspelling in your word, I say, okay, I don't care. Where's your book? Right? So I can sit there and say, where's your book? I'd rather have a book that's not perfect than not have a book at all. And, and that's the moral of the story. It was a goal of mine to have a book for somebody that supposedly couldn't read and write that well, and to actually accomplish that. Now, is it a New York Times bestseller? No, but I have a couple more ideas for books that are coming up, and I know one of them will be in the future. So, but I have to have a why, right? I have to have a why do I want that New York Times bestseller? Is so for the accolades for me and all that kind of stuff? No, because I believe the book I'm gonna have, I'm not gonna give it away because I don't want somebody stealing it. But I think it's gonna be a New York Times. I actually have three ideas right now, but the one idea I think is gonna knock it out of the park, will change people's lives for the better, because what the topic that I'm speaking on is rampant across the world, and it is destroying this country. Like I said, I don't want to give it away because I don't want somebody to because as far as I know, nobody has really written a big time book on this or talked about this, and it's something that needs to be addressed. And I know that if I get the right people around me and the right people to help me, it can be a smash hit and get to millions of people around the world, because I know they need to hear it. And that's a dream and a goal of mine, and it's a why to change people's life. That's the why, to help people, not to make money, not to be a New York Times bestseller, but to get it across. And the reason why it needs to be a New York Times bestseller or a best-selling book is to get it across to as many people as I can get it to help change people's lives for better. That's the whole purpose behind the best-selling label, not to make money. So I know that's going to happen in the future, in the near future. But guys, you got to have a why to fulfill your dreams and goals. And I always say too, one of the principles in my book is goals and dreams. But I have a saying, your goals and dreams need to be written down and action taken. If you have goals and dreams and are not written down and you don't take action to fulfill them, then you might as well go back to bed, because they're only dreams. You might as well just go back to bed and keep on dreaming, because they will never, ever come true. But I believe, if you believe in your heart, it's all in the mind. You can do anything and be anything you want to be. I've accomplished so many things in my life, so many things I couldn't even believe I would accomplish. And it's all because I believed in myself, even when other people didn't believe. And that's what I'm trying to help people do. Believe in you. Believe in yourself. You can be whatever you want to be. I mean, I've done so many different things. It was like crazy, especially late in my life. I was kind of timid in school and timid in my 20s and things like that. But man, in my 30s and 40s and now turning 50, I've done crazy things, crazy things. National Taekwondo champion. I'm an amateur kickboxing champion. I'm a 3-on-3 basketball champion. I'm a men's league, baseball league, all-star MVP. I mean, there's so many different things. And then writing a book, and in my company, top of the company, and just so many things that keep coming on and on and on. And it's all because I had goals and dreams. I put it on paper, put it into action, and believed it can happen. And I didn't let the obstacles stop me, because my why was bigger than that, to make a difference. And now, being a speaker, a coach, helping special ed students overcome those obstacles and let them know there's a genius inside of them and they can be anything they want to be. I appreciate everybody that watches. Please #live, #repeat, forward this on to your friends and family, to people that you know need it, and get the word out. Comment, make comments. I don't care about the likes and that kind of thing. The only reason I like those is because it helps get back to the feed. When you share, it helps it get back to the feed, and more people can see what I think is truly important. And just believe, have faith that things will happen. I did an incredible thing. I was so excited. Friday night, I got to finally, I've been trying to get in the churches to speak, and I got to speak at the church on Friday night to the youth. And they have this big youth Friday night thing that the youth come in and they have worship. They were singing and dancing and worship, and we got into the Word, and then I was able to speak to them. And I just got a letter back today, an email from one of the girls saying that my story touched her and she wanted to buy my book. But I told her, no, I'm going to give you a book, because that's what I do. I give a book to the kids, and she wants to meet me and see how I can help her out. And that's the thing. And I always have a saying, if I go speak to the kids, if I can get to one kid, change one kid's life, I did my job. And I'm so happy that I'm sure I touched more than that. And they want me to come back, because I only told them the first half of my story, not the second, and inspired those kids. And that's the whole dream. That's the whole goal, is to do that, to change the world one kid at a time, especially the special ed students, because they're being pushed aside from society, saying that they won't amount to anything. It's all about the A's and the B's and going to college, and which is totally wrong. You've probably heard it before, and I have a saying also that C students hire A students, and which is true. I've been in the restaurant industry for almost 35 years, and I hire people smarter than me all the time. Why? Make me look good. That's my genius, being able to motivate those people that are smarter than me. So I hire the A and B students to work for me, the C students. So that's what a lot of people do out there. A lot of the most wealthy people and successful people in the world dropped out of high school, dropped out of college, or couldn't make it, and they're the ones that hire all these smart people that have them work for them. So I'm getting out here. It's late. It's a Sunday night. I just got back from church myself, and my shirt here, #GodIsGreater, because He is. With Him, without Him, you can do nothing. With Him, you can do all things. Just remember that, and that's what you need to be telling your kids, that they can do all things. Too many kids are being told by their parents, by family members, by friends, so-called friends, by society, by teachers, by counselors, that they can't, that they're this, they're that. You can't read, so you'll never write a book. Believe me, these kids are being told these things because I hear it all the time when I talk to them, and I was told the same thing. But I was very lucky, though. I had great parents that stood by my side, backed me up, and not everybody has that. So I'm trying to be that parent, that father, that brother figure, whatever it is, that mentor that these kids need that maybe they don't have. Philip Rees, wow, that's another old high school buddy of mine. Good seeing you. If you're just coming on, go back and watch it, because I think it's important. Again, it's my last principle in my book, number 20. You must have a why for all of your dreams and goals to come true. And Jonathan, what's up, bud? Good seeing you there. I was just getting off. Please go back and re-watch this. It's a very important message to get out and get it out to the kids, get it out to people that need to hear it, forward it on to people. Please get it out there. I appreciate that. And I am out here. It's a late Sunday night. Just got back from church a little while ago, and got a busy week coming up, and I will talk to you guys soon. Have a good night. Again, have a why for your dreams and goals, because motivation and inspiration is not enough for you to get through. But I do recommend it, just like I recommend you showering every day. I recommend you motivate yourself every day and then get inspiration every day. And I hope I inspire and motivate some of you guys out there. So take care.